What's around, everyone? Welcome. This is your tarot card reading for the new moon in Leo, right? And what makes it so unique is that the new moon it was at 5 degrees Leo, and the sun is at 5 degrees Leo at the time. And the number 5 actually represents the 5th house, which Leo, okay, Leo the lion rules. Okay, so this was a very shine the light new moon, and we are still in the new moon energy. So some of y'all are like, wait, wasn't the new moon, a few days ago? Yes, but the energy still exists. Now, whether you choose to forget about it, that's your problem. But it still lingers on. And the energy of this August, end of July going into August feeling is about, okay, by this time now, it should have already been done. You should have seen the benefits, or you or not, of whatever the circumstances that might be, whatever the situation is. Now you're starting to see the results. Okay, you see it for exactly for what it is. There is no what do you want to call it, misinterpretations of it, especially with Mercury being in Virgo. It should be very direct and to the point as far as communications are going, just to give you a little hint on some things ahead of time with the planetary alignments. But with this reading, we're going to talk about expressing yourself, right? Express yourself. Hey, oh, do it, right? So we're talking about express yourself, express yourself, express yourself. Okay, I'm done. All right, so expressing yourself, all right? Express yourself by, and we're going to complete that sentence, with whatever card you choose. Now, it can be a card that you're gravitating towards, or it can be a flame that you're gravitating for, or it can be both. And whichever one, don't think too much about it. This is not a thinking situation. This is just gravitation. This is just, it's pulling you in. It's a resonation going on. Okay, it's a personal thing. You can't look it up. Yeah, exactly. So by now, you should already know which flame. You should already know which card. And this is going to be about express yourself by, and this whole, let's talk about the moon phases during this last part of summer. Like I said, by now, stuff should be, you should see the results of what you have planted, whether it's good seeds or whether it's bad seeds. Now, it's like you're going to have to express yourself by whatever these cards are going to lay out in order for you to be sturdy in how you feel, sturdy about however you express your feelings. That you done did the work, your inner work, and that is that. You cannot be swayed. There's a longevity to what you're about to say now, that will carry on. And this expressing yourself is going to release anything that's unnecessary, that you don't need around you, or taking up your time or your space or your energy. And it's going to allow you to sustain yourself. This is a sturgeon moon time, according to certain tribes, depending on where they are, because the seasons are different depending on where they are. So you can just say all natives are this, they say this is the same thing for that. No, because they're in different geological locations. But for certain native tribes, the sturgeon moon, where I'm at, right? We have the Great Lakes up here, the Finger Lakes. You probably heard that in geography class and all that. Adirondack Mountains and it's like 1,000 islands and stuff. So this is this area that I'm up in. And this is where we get 4 seasons. So around this time, the natives would have a abundance of sturgeon fish. And sturgeon fish can live like up to 150 years. They're considered to be like very dinosaur-y looking. Like you can tell they done been here, done that several times. Like they done, if a sturgeon can talk to you about what it's done seen and what it's done gone through, you'd be like, that's a whole degree in sturgeonology. You know what I'm talking about? So sturgeons got some information all about longevity, about how to sustain, and how to swim amongst your feelings and your swim amongst your emotions, and to be able to express, your feelings, where, if anything, by you expressing that and setting shop, that is going to make you sustain yourself in an ever-changing environment, right? And we can say that now when we apply it to people. It's an ever-changing environment. And if you thought you were stable before, everybody, I don't care what color, creed, race, at the bottom of a application or school or something, they always have, we don't discriminate. All them people, that whole paragraph, right? It don't even matter. Everybody since 2020 has been like, whoa, okay? Like, whoa, right? Okay. Anyway, I was just having a party in my head real quick, but let me get back to you. let me come back on down here, okay? So let's talk about it, okay? Let's talk about, learning how to fly. If you are new into this awareness wave, this whole higher conscious wave, this whole I'm tapping into me wave, who gives a F wave, right? All that other kind of stuff. This is like, okay, let's see if you can fly. Let's see if you can fly, baby spirits. Let's see if you can fly. In between spirits, let's see if you can fly. Mature spirits are like, okay, well, but maybe this is the last test for a mature spirit. I don't know. Everybody's on their own journey or whatever to get from one place to the other, right? So let's take a look and see. Okay, express yourself by. So like I said, you already should have picked your card, picked your flame, or if they matched up. However, if you resonate to 2 different ones, let's go with it. I suggest you stay tuned and watch both, because then if you truly resonated with it and you're not just being greedy for information, there is a difference. You will get a more well-rounded story about expressing yourself by, okay, ... All right, so let's get started. We're going to start with flame 1 and the first flame, and then what's around, everyone. This is for the ones who have chose the first flame or the first card. You got the 8 of Swords. Okay, during this new moon reading in Leo, all about express yourself by. So you should express yourself by getting rid of the mentality of damned if you do, damned if you don't. Okay? So this energy, I'm damned if I do. If I say this, I'm damned if I do, I'm damned if I don't. So let me go ahead. This energy can feel very suffocating. Okay? So either way you go, whether you do or you don't, you still dying. You know what I mean? It's like an internal spiritual death that people might not be able to see it on the outside, but inside it's kind of like a cancer eating at you, and eventually the outside will start showing what the inside looks like, right? The real deal. So at this point, you are refusing to express yourself by making decisions, you know what I mean, in order to so in order to express yourself, you have to make the decisions that are uncomfortable, basically. You're going to have to express yourself by opening up to what is true, even if it kills you. That's okay. That's why, there's a Phoenix rising. You know what I mean? You'll be reborn again. But this resistance and this refusal is only going to keep you in that suffocating, that feeling suffocated within yourself. And people around you might not know it, but internally your spirit is being suffocated, and it's going to affect you. It's going to start eating on you and growing on you like a bacteria, and eventually it's going to start showing on the outside. No matter how many sit-ups, push-ups, makeup, wigs, Botox, this, that, this, and the other that you try to do, it's not going to work, okay? It's just going to be a lingering energy. So your message for this first card is to go look at your south node and your north node. And usually the south node is where, in your natal chart of course, the south node is where you are comfortable doing those things and behaving those ways and all those characteristics and personalities. But the north node is something that you are a little bit afraid of. It's like give you sweaty palms, goosebumps, you want to throw up, headaches, you want to make excuses for. So take a look at that in your natal chart and then also apply it to this card, because some of the things that you don't want to express may be in the category of your north node. And this is saying this is something that you have to learn to encompass in your life, especially when you're in times like these, okay? And in the sturgeon energy of the new moon, right, of August, the natives are talking about, things that can, well, of course, abundance of sturgeon fish, but you want to be able to express yourself so you can have longevity, so you can be considered, somebody who lives 160 years healthy, like a sturgeon, what do you want to call it, fish. You want to have a control over your feelings, so that way you don't get out in the world and basically be killed. Somehow the sturgeons have learned to adapt to its habitat, just like how you have to learn to adapt to society, to everything that encompasses your world, right? So express yourself. Okay, even though it's discomforting, express yourself by opening it up to what's true to you, even if it kills you. Have a wonderful day and night. What's around, everybody? This is your new moon in Leo tarot card reading, and this is a pick a flame or pick a card, whichever one resonates. And this is about express yourself by. So you have the number 3, the Empress card, and you have to express yourself by, your motherly creations, and this goes for male and female. So you're going to use more feminine energy, and feminine does not mean what you see on TV and all that other kind of stuff. It's a nurturing energy. It's a caring, not a Karen, that's the extreme, that's Empress gone wrong. But it's more of a caring energy. So everyone has a divine feminine in them. So express yourself in a divine feminine way, and have this energy guide you towards creating new, and when you express yourself, you want to express yourself to nurture the situation, to fertilize the situation, to water the situation, and tap into, the cyclical cosmic laws, the alignment of it all. Divine feminine knows, when to plant and when to tend to a creation, when to nurture it and when to just let it be on its own, when to put in so much effort and energy on this, and when to take a break and take care of yourself, you know what I mean, and things that you want and things that you need, because you deserved it. You put so much energy into one thing that, and by balancing out, you're going to be taking care of yourself and vice versa. So you are the creator in all this, and you can create, express yourself by, like I said, just the nurturing aspect of it all. Maybe you are too blunt with your words, or too sharp with your words, or maybe you a sailor, so you just cursing like every other word is a curse word, and everything in between is like a funky face or a posture. So maybe you need to tone that down and get more in that divine feminine role. And like I said, everyone has a divine feminine in them, whether we are walking around as femme, whether we walk around as mass, whether we walk around with non-gender or whatever, and all the other kind of stuff. We can't run away from everybody has a divine feminine and divine masculine. So if you are masculine, or if you are feminine, according to your organs and all that good stuff, then tap into the femme side and express yourself more in that feminine type of way. It's not in a submissive way. It's just an awareness, and it's like an intuition, it's like to keep it balanced, to keep it going smoothly, to keep everything in harmony. Sometimes it's not the right time to say certain things or to do certain things, just like seasons, right? All right, so if you chose this card, express yourself by using the Empress energy, tapping into the divine feminine energy, by, using some of that balance, by taking care of that conversation, taking care of the atmosphere of it all. How a woman can there could be an argument, and a certain woman can come in and solve the issue, can calm it down a little bit, can balance it. Okay, what is your point? Just like a mom, you'll see two kids fighting, and a mom will come right in the middle and be like, okay, we want to work, we want to flow with this. We have to live together, we have to grow together, so let's figure this out so that there's a balance, like a natural balance of it all. Let's try to understand each other. Let's try to communicate our feelings where we can get to the point of it all, so maybe there can be some respect on both ends, and this will not happen again. So that type of nurturing energy. Have a wonderful day and night during this Leo new moon. What's around, everyone? This is for card 3 or flame 3 for your new moon Leo energy. And this card is about, express yourself by, if you listen to the intro, it talks about, the sturgeon moon. It talks about, being able to fly, at this point in time, being able to see, what you have actually planted. Is it dull? Did it grow? Is it prosperous? Did it not work out? Do you need to have a different kind of way to do it so that next time it won't, turn out to be, not the way you wanted it, but it will work more in your favor type of energy. So this card is about express yourself by the Two of Cups of it all. So express yourself by having a balance, kind of like an equilibrium between a relationship, between a lover, between, family, friends, between your lifestyle. Sometimes we pay more attention to one thing in our life, but we neglect the other thing. So this is the time where you're going to be looking at those things in your life, and you're going to be expressing yourself by Two of Cups in it all, okay? Interchangeable roles. Sometimes you may need to shut up and let the other person talk. Sometimes you may need to be in a submissive way. And this is not a masculine and feminine thing, because remember I said everyone has a masculine, divine masculine side and divine feminine side, just like these cups here, okay? So sometimes you're going to have to take the divine masculine role a little bit more, because whatever you're working with, whatever that relationship is, or whatever the other circumstance and situation in your life is doing more femme stuff, and you have to balance it out. Or it could be in a relationship where a male is always saying, oh, female needs to be, no, maybe you need to, pipe down and take up a submissive role where you're not, overreacting and talking and all of that. You're just there actually receiving energy. That's it. That's all. Okay. So start using some of those when it comes to expressing yourself. So expressing yourself by keeping balance, by making it an exchange of energy. It's not all about you, it's about that other thing or that other person, that other place that you're relating to. There needs to be a balance there. If you're going there too much, you may need to balance that out. If you're communicating too much and you're talking too much, maybe you need to shut up for a while. Practice shutting up. It takes practice for people who are used to just running their mouth to literally shut up. Some people just have it naturally. Some don't, and some have to work on it. Okay, so let these interchangeable roles happen when you're expressing yourself, all right? And don't feel like you have to stick to the societal role of how you need to be. Some men are taught not to cry. This is the time, if it's need be, to balance your energy out, to tap into the divine feminine side of you and let those tears out. Tears are good. Tears are emotions flowing. Let it out, okay? And then by letting it out, you might be able to see more of a mutual attraction, of a sustainability in your life, more of a balance in your relationship and your communication, because you're not just sticking to just one part of the relationship based on societal and stuff. What about what you feel? Okay, this is about what you feel. This is not about what society or says, whether it's cultural, religion, geographical, whatever. Okay, I'm not talking about that. Like, I'm talking as if it doesn't exist. Okay, so find some balance in that, and you'll see that these interactions will directly reflect your relationship within yourself and your relationship with others when you use the divine masculine and feminine as a balance. Have a wonderful day and night during this Leo new moon season. What's around, everyone? This is your new moon reading in Leo for the 5 of Swords. So the whole message is express yourself by doing the 5 of Swords type of thing. Okay, so here is the situation. You're going to have to express yourself by being you. That's it, by being you. Now, that seems kind of easy, but it comes with a sacrifice, right? So when you are expressing yourself, okay, about your pursuit of happiness, if you want to say, about your creating your happiness, creating your heaven, creating your destiny, you know what I mean? A lot of people are not going to be feeling what you're expressing about this pursuit of happiness, okay? Because people are going to be offended. Maybe they're being cut out the picture. Maybe they're not going to no longer see you. It might be, some selfish stuff. Maybe you are the youngest child and they're fearful for, the things that you're saying that you're about to pursue. Whatever that the reason is, people are looking at you. Maybe you're talking to your coworkers about, your dreams and your paths and where you're going, and you're actually doing it, and people are just like, what? Don't stop. And now you can pipe down, because not everybody wants to hear about your personal pursuit of happiness. Now, after the fact, they will want to hear, and then they're really going to be up your behind. But while it's still in your head and it's still young, and you're just starting, and you're like 10 paces into it, or 100 paces, or 1,000, depending on how long, or whatever, people looking like, cat and all behind your back and all kind of stuff. And they're not going to understand what's going on, and neither do you need to explain everything that's going on. These 5 of Swords is like an eternal thing. It's an eternal mental process that you're going to. And a lot of times what goes on, mentally, you can't express that to people who are not gonna, understand what you're saying. It's just a waste of energy. Like, you have to give them something real shallow, like, oh, let's go hang out tonight. You're like, nah, I've been wanting to binge on this season. So, girl, I've been wanting to binge on it too. I've been wanting, or, I'm do some end of summer cleaning, or nah, I'm about to, go mow my lawn, or no, my car is real messy and it's embarrassing, I'm about to clean this car, no, I'm about to take a nap. Whatever the situation is, you don't have to tell them, oh, I'm looking into myself, and and I'm creating my new reality, and I need some space. Now people are gonna be like, what the hell you talking about? So sometimes you gotta keep it cute, sweet, to just do it and just leave it like that. But that doesn't mean that you can't express yourself, around yourself about what you want to do. So what I mean by that, maybe, if I was to come, you might not tell your friends, all the details about what you're trying to create, and this, that, and the other, because you know how they are, your family is, or your coworkers, but you might have a big old board, a vision board that nobody knows about. That's an internal conversation that's going on, that's on your pursuit to creating your heaven, So keep that up, keep going for that. And when you express yourself, there are going to be sacrifices, because you're going to feel that people are going to feel like you're going to be like betraying them, and they're not going to understand this whole leveling up type thing, this whole, expanding, your space, expanding your spirit, expanding your knowledge and wisdom and understanding, and that's okay. It's not for you to teach them all that, because everybody's on their own journey. Like literally, they might not just be ready yet, but maybe 50 years down the line, you see them out of the blue, because you came back to visit your hometown or something, or you went to your favorite place, and they go there usually too. And they're like, oh yeah, remember that what you was talking about 50 years ago? Yeah, I know, man. Let me tell you what happened to me. And now they can get it. But by this time, you're like, yeah, I get it. Yep, I've been there. But you be able to give them advice, like keep on doing that and do this, because that happened to me too. Because you done been there, done that. So everybody's on their own journey. You can't force people to be on a spiritual journey. That's an individual thing. I don't care how many shows they watch, how many books they read, how many retreats, health spa guru type retreats, namaste, hum your way through for 2 weeks for $2,000, vegan diet, this, I meditate. No, nope, that don't mean nothing. But you don't worry about yourself, okay? So express yourself by being you, and sometimes you're gonna have to keep that an internal conversation between you, your journal, and your hands, your feet, your mind, and stuff like that, because you know what you got to do in order to create, right? Everybody will say, got to know, maybe your cat know, or your dog know, your gerbil, but yeah, everybody got to know everything. But when you do express yourself, don't sugarcoat it. Be you about it. And some people are not going to get it, and you might not speak to nobody ever again. But it might hurt you. It might hurt them. But you got to weigh it out. Is this harmful? That's helping, that this whole resistance that I'm getting from these people? Or is it helpful, this resistance that I'm getting from these people? And you'll be able to figure out, like, okay, I know I'm going to have to keep it real short and sweet. Like, how's the weather? Okay, good. All right. Yeah, girl, you going? Yeah, bro, I'm out. And that's it. And it might be different from 5 years ago when you used to have 3-hour conversations with that person. But, and when you grow in, you have to let go of some things. You can't take everything with you, because then it's just going to slow you down. And then you're going to have a lot of regrets at the end of the day. All right, have a wonderful day and night during this new moon Leo energy. And this is during Leo season 2.